Okay, so everyone right now is saying AI agents are going to completely replace mobile apps, right? They're telling you traditional software is basically dead, and pretty soon you'll literally never need to download anything ever again. But what if I told you they are dead wrong? What if we're actually living through the absolute biggest software renaissance of the decade?
So, will AI kill the App Store? This is, without a doubt, the central debate dominating the tech world right now. You have experts claiming we're shifting entirely away from apps because AI agents are just going to do everything for us in the background. But, as we're going to see today, apps are actually back. Or, honestly, maybe they never even left.
Because look, the data tells a completely different story from all that doom and gloom narrative. In just the first quarter of this year, new app releases absolutely skyrocketed. We're talking a massive 60% increase worldwide. And if you look exclusively at the iOS App Store, new app releases are up a staggering 80% year over year. That is huge.
Now, the real reason behind this explosion comes down to this totally fascinating new concept called vibe coding. It's kind of this massive paradox, right? AI isn't killing apps, it's actually fueling an app boom. Because thanks to AI coding assistants, complete novices can now build and ship software faster than ever before. And yeah, sure, this definitely clutters the App Store with some low-quality junk, but it's also creating this incredible renaissance of fun, highly creative, hidden gems. Today, we're going to dive into 9 of them.
Let's kick things off with Category 1, Curing the Doom Scroll. So these apps are explicitly designed to fight our modern tech fatigue. First up is Albo. Look, we all know the pain. You save a hilarious TikTok or a brilliant Twitter thread, and when you finally go back to it, the creator deleted it. It's just gone forever. Well, Albo is an anti-doom scrolling tool that automatically categorizes and saves your content permanently. Even if the original post gets nuked, your notes and the content stay saved. It's totally free, but a quick heads up. They do push a premium trial pretty hard during the onboarding process.
Next up is a brand new app from the tech giant behind Naver. It's called Thingsbook. Instead of trapping you in that endless, mindless scroll of fleeting internet trends, Thingsbook actually provides a structured space to capture what you really care about. You just log your books, your meals, your hobbies. It basically creates this living record of who you are in the real world.
Moving right along to Category 2, the analog web returns.
So, developers are intentionally reverting back to old internet formats to help us escape those pesky algorithms. Pi.fyi is the perfect example of this. Born out of a cult newsletter, this app completely ditches the algorithmic feed and instead promises recommendations based purely on your friends. You just browse through these beautifully chaotic, retro-styled zines, think whimsy or literature, to discover new things. It's exactly like the good old days of the internet.
And hey, if you really miss those analog days, check out Letter. This is an iOS and iPad exclusive that simulates the slow, highly intentional fun of digital snail mail. It lets you find pen pals all across the globe, but the kicker is that it's deliberately paced to make you slow down and really think about what you're writing. They're even considering adding a physical postal mail option down the line, which is super cool.
Rounding out this category, we have SofaTime. With the incredibly popular TV Time app recently shutting down, SofaTime is really stepping up to pick up the pieces. It acts as a beautifully clean utility app, giving you this totally uncluttered interface to organize your movie watch lists, track your TV shows, and react with a global community, all aided by built-in translations.
All right, on to Category 3, Bridging the Physical Divide. You see, the absolute best modern apps aren't actually trying to keep you glued to your screen. They're using advanced coding to push you back into the physical world. Take Coop, for example. In response to recent concerns like, those crazy food parasite outbreaks, Coop serves as a hyper-local neighborhood marketplace. You just open the app, buy real, homegrown food or handmade crafts directly from your neighbors using a Stripe integration, and then literally just walk down the street to pick it up. It's digital software facilitating genuine local connections.
Or take a look at Pressed Petals, which is basically a half app, half art project. The entire point here is to get you outside. You take a nature walk, snap a photo of a flower, and the software automatically identifies it, tags your geographical location, and saves it into this gorgeous digital vintage botanical journal. You get 2 digital flower presses for free just to try it out, and then it's a super simple $4.99 one-time fee to keep using it.
Next up is an absolute masterclass in single-purpose design, an app called Moods Faster. For about $2 a month, it does exactly one thing, and it does it flawlessly. It takes exactly 2 taps, literally just 2, to log your daily moods directly into Apple Health. It doesn't want you lingering around the app, it just wants you to record your data efficiently and then put your phone away.
Which brings us to Category 4, the ultimate screen time hack.
Okay, this is absolutely my favorite hidden gem on the entire list, Activate Fitness. So this was originally pitched as a tool for parents to force their kids to exercise before getting any screen time. But the developers recently unlocked it for adults, and let me tell you, it is a total game changer. You can literally lock yourself out of your own doom scrolling apps until you get your daily physical steps in. It completely transforms your phone from a distraction device into a strict, hard-nosed utility for building healthier habits.
And finally, our main takeaway: experiences over AI efficiency.
So, what is the major takeaway from all of this? Well, if an app is just some clunky, outdated interface used to order a pizza, then yeah, an AI agent will probably replace it. But humans crave rich, real human experiences. The software industry isn't dead at all. It's evolving. These incredible new apps are actually using AI right now, but they're doing it quietly, right under the hood. They're smartly choosing not to market themselves as AI-powered or shove some annoying chatbot in your face. Instead, they just use that technology in the background to connect us, organize us, and push us back out into the real world.
The App Store is alive and well, and it's absolutely full of